Yep, with more Klopp tactics comes more Pep Guardiola tactics. Let's get into this one. This is a Pep Guardiola total football era style tactic. Last time we did this kind of thing, a Pep Guardiola total football. It was a 4-2-4. This time we're bringing one of those midfielders up, throwing them up into the attack. And yeah, this should really be a doozy. But you have a sweeper keeper in defend, inverted wingback on support on both the left and the right, ball playing defenders in defend, a DM in support, inverted wingers in support on the left and right, an attacking midfielder in attack centrally, and then up front you have two advanced forwards in attack. It is a balanced mentality. In possession, attacking with a standard. Approach play is pass into space, underlap on the left and right, focus play down the left and the right. Passing directives is shorter, tempo is higher, low crosses, run at defense. In transition, counter press, counter, distribute quickly, and roll it out. And then out of possession, a high press line of engagement, a much lower defensive line. That is really stretching your midfield. And trigger press much more often, prevent short goalkeeper distribution, and get stuck in. Now, how did this go for our three teams? Well, as you can see, absolutely phenomenally. Tottenham with 83 points in the lead. Newcastle and Wolves coming up with 75 and 71 apiece. All four in the Champions League. Manchester City is the only one that's in there that's usually up there. Liverpool pushed all the way down to 6th. So clearly this tactic worked like an absolute freaking charm. Schedule-wise, you could see the first half of the season looks absolutely amazing. Dynamo Zagreb loss, a couple Premier losses, but that is it in the first half. Quarterfinals, you lose out to Chelsea 1-2 in the EFL Cup. Champions League, round of 16, RB Leipzig, you lose there, but you win there, you move on. FA Cup, Champions League, FA Cup semifinals. You do lose out in the Champions League to Liverpool. 4-1 at home and 0-4 away from home. Sadly by 1 goal, but you do win the FA Cup in the final 3-2 against Liverpool. You do pip one back. I would rather have the Champions League, but still, that is quite a trophy to have. And it's quite a double to have as well. And if you care, Liverpool lose the FA Cup final to Tottenham, and right after it, lose the Champions League final to Inter. That is a tough June. Newcastle, you would expect to have done fairly well as well. And as you can see, they're progressing in all cup competitions. They're doing very well. Fairly few losses in the first half of the season, only 3. Brentford 4-6. Wow. EFL Cup semifinals, you win the first leg against Aston Villa, but unfortunately lose the second leg in penalties. So you're out there. FA Cup 5th round, 5-4 against Manchester City. A little bit spottier in the second half, but still a fantastic sets of run. No matter what, you got points galore. Wolves, very spotty in the first little bit. You do have a nice run here. A couple more losses. Second half of the season, a bit worse. Well, kind of a bit worse. You got to see a little more red. But EFL Cup 4th round, you're out against Arsenal. FA Cup 3rd round, against Blackburn. But look at this, 5-1 to Crystal Palace, all the way down to 2-1 over Fulham. Fantastic set of results right there. Transfer-wise for Tottenham, you do see they pick up Horta for 26 million, Aranda for 250k, Gabriel Barbosa for 15.75. Out, you do lose Tananga again to Borussia Dortmund, as you always do, and that's pretty much the big one. Newcastle transfers 33.5 for Peter Zielinski from Napoli, Kai Kennedy, Lino Sousa, Brentford's Rico Henry comes in on loan, and then Jacob Murphy out to Leeds United for 11 million. Wolves only going in for Luis Neto and Chiquinho from Benfica, 3.8 million, and then out you get the Limbikisa as always. And sticking with the squad, as you can see, Tottenham squad looking not too bad. They've got a couple 7.50 for Barbosa, absolutely phenomenal. Newcastle has a couple of greens in there as well. 7.48 for Callum Wilson, 7.54 for Isaac, fantastic. And Wolves, some nice greens for the last 5. Some nice greens overall. 7.42 for Cunha. 7.34 for Traore. Wow. Data Hub, quite decent defensively for Tottenham. We are very good in attack. I mean, look at some of these numbers. Are probably league leaders or very close to. And then defensively, some numbers that are over, which is nice to see. Tackles attempted per game and conceded per game, not so much. but interceptions per game. But then you got blocks per game, clearances per game underneath. They were decent, I guess. Newcastle also quite decent defensively and very good in attack. Some seriously strong numbers in attack. That's where you want to see it. Tackles attempted per game and interceptions per game looking pretty nice. And then Wolves, shaky defensively. You can kind of see that. Tackles attempted per game is the only one in the good side. Very good in attack, though. Again, really strong numbers in attack. But you've got so many players thrown up front and in the attacking spots that you would expect the attacking side to be really good. Most goals, Tottenham with 100, Newcastle 86, Wolves just under with 85. Few shots against, I'm not surprised, nobody. Most possession, nobody really. Newcastle with most dribbles made, fewest conceded. Tottenham with most shutouts as well, 42. I'm really surprised at that, actually, considering they're so attacking and there's so much space in the midfield. Only 42 in 38 appearances. But most tackles won. Wolves and Newcastle in there for the defensive side, which is nice. Best passing completion, nobody. Most shots for all three teams, 597, 587. And then most points per game, all three teams, 2, 3, and 4. Man City, though, getting that top spot. Most goals, Cunha with 26, Wilson with 20, Kane with 19, and Isaac with 17. A nice spread there. Most assists, Donnarumma, Barbosa, Neto, and Wilson all in there, 14. Fantastic numbers. Most player of the match awards, Wilson, Sarabia, and Cunha with 6s. That's about average. You got some most dribbles, nobody. Fewest conceded, Hugo Lloris. Most shutouts, Lloris is up there. Most tackles won, Rico Henry and Semedo are up in there. Most key passes, Trippier, Sarabia's not in there. Most shots, Holland, though. Isaac with 101, Cunha with 100, Holland with 200, G's. Harry Kane for Tottenham in all competitions, 30 whopping goals. Barbosa, 750. Danjuma, 18 assists. Gabriel Barbosa, 10 player of the match awards. Barbosa is a fantastic player to bring into the squad. Alexander Isaac with 30 goals. Isaac with 754. Callum Wilson with 13 assists and with 8 player match awards as well. They didn't even need to bring anyone in. And Wolves, 27 goals for Cunha. 742 highest average rating. Neto with 11 assists and 7 player of the match awards for Cunha. Overall, you can't beat the fact that our three teams came in the top 4 positions. That's just insane. Man City and Tottenham tying for 83 points. Newcastle with 75 and Wolves with 71. This is probably the best tactic we've seen so far, and we've seen some good ones, but all three teams in those top 4 spots, all in Champions League next year. Absolutely amazing. But that is it for me, Sefian FM, for the Football Manager blog channel, saying thank you as always for watching. Take care and enjoy.